Good afternoon, everyone. It's been one hell of a week for all of us, I guess, and soon it's time to unwind and head for the fun of the weekend. Before we do that, it's great to have all of you here. We will take a quick look into how you can work with team policies with your team to create something magnificent together with everyone. My name is Toni Paloheimo. I work at Questback here in the Nordics. First and foremost, I describe myself as a dreamer and explorer. My job is to dream how the world could be better place for all of us tomorrow. Irrespective whether you're an employee of an organization or whether you're a customer of an organization. Today, we will focus heavily within the walls of the organization. We will focus on why teams actually are a tool to success. To put everything into the right frame, it's good to go back to some research. Back in May 2019, Harvard Business Review was publishing a fantastic article called The Power of Hidden Teams, which was based on a huge research project done globally with over 19,000 respondents from different geographies, from different organizations. And their goal was to see that what is it that actually engages people to their work. And the result was that teams actually are the secret sauce. As you can see on the light gray background there, the three graphs, globally, if a person was not a member on a team, the percentage of fully engaged employees was only 8%. If, on the other hand, they were on a team, which most of the people were, the level of fully engaged employees grew to double, so to 17%. But the big difference came when there were certain elements in place within those teams, when we could actually see the level of fully engaged employees growing to as high as almost half of the population. And then they went on to ask the question that what is it that actually makes a great team? What is it in the essence of what those teams do that actually sets some teams apart? And they found 5 reasons. The first and most important reason was trust. And it was trust within the team, but it was trust especially towards the team leader of that team. The second point was human attention. So paying attention to each and every member of that team separately. Hearing and seeing them for what they were and where they were good and where they could contribute the best. And then doing the best you can to find for them tasks and roles where they can actually excel with those special skills that they have. Third point was learning together. Not learning alone, going to a course or a remote workshop somewhere, but actually making learning a fundamental part of the team's work, everyday work, and a shared learning experience. The fourth one was that experience of belonging to a team, being a member of the team, was far more important than, for example, being co-located. In these corona times, I think that is a really, really interesting result. That actually you can create a sense of belonging in the team even when people are not co-located. It's possible to create that experience, and that experience of belonging has a very strong correlation with how engaged people are with the work that they do. And the fifth one that they found was that more gig work is actually good, which means in terms of large organizations and more established hierarchies, it means that people are happy to have their home base and their home projects in a way, but they are also really happy and even happier when they are participating part-time to some other projects where they especially feel that they can contribute with the best of assets that each of them have. So on the next few slides, we will look at how team pulses could benefit the teams in general, and in particular, I ask you to pay attention on how beautifully those solutions actually help you in the team, or as the team lead, help you to build these fundamental 5 elements of great teams. First of all, a quick look on what team pulses are. There are plenty of team pulses, and there are as many ways to create a team pulse as there are sort of like social technologies around. Here you can see some pictures from what Questback offers. This is our QB team pulse solution. So basically every Friday, every member of the team gets a quick question on how was their week. Simple rating, simple categorization, but then comes the most important part. An open question to everyone: what could be done to make things better? This is the moment where you need to stop. This is the moment, this is the signal that is asking you to stop and reflect. What did I see this week? What did I feel this week? What was great about this week? What was not so great about this week? What could I take from this week as a lesson, as a learning for our team going forward that would make next week better than this week was? It's a very wide and open question, and it is that on purpose. The team members are free to choose the topics that they want to talk about, the topics that they want to address, the topics that they want to raise for the team to discuss. The next thing in a team pulse, any solution, or generically in a team pulse or a team process, is to go through the findings, go through the ideas, see what people have written, discuss about them, have it as an agenda topic on your team meeting. Elaborate, challenge, build on others' ideas, and ultimately come up with actions. And this is the most important part. Good ideas are great. Reflection is great. Discussing those ideas is even better. But if those ideas and if those discussions don't materialize, if they don't turn into actions, into changes, into small improvements, into let's give it a shot, then they're not worth much. So whatever your team pulse solution, whatever you are going to do, on those, make sure that you are focusing on the actions that you and your team are creating. Comparing team pulses to, let's say, traditional engagement solutions is really important because they are fundamentally different things. The one common mistake that teams do is that you are basically approaching team pulses as it was an engagement solution, but just asked on a weekly basis. It's not that. It's a totally different tool. It's a tool for the team. It's a tool for the people themselves to improve their own work and the services and products they are providing for their customers. It doesn't require management attention. It is supposed to focus on small things, small improvements, things that you can change within the team in an hour, in a day, or in a week. The point of team pulses is not to find large improvement projects that will take months or years to implement. And it's not also only about the employee engagement or the employee experience side of things. It can equally be about customer experience. All kinds of small ideas and innovations that someone from the team wants to try to make things better for your customers. What kind of questions you can actually answer with team pulses? Well, basically I say that your imagination is your limit. So you could answer questions like, what was the best idea I got during the week? How could our processes or products or whatever be changed? Is there something in my tools that I would like to try out and improve? How is my personal life now? Not just to focus on us as professionals and within our roles and responsibilities, but how are we as human beings? Perhaps sometimes there is something in my life that actually can have an impact on how my team is seeing me. Maybe it's a good idea to bring it forward. Let everyone know. Maybe there is something that they can do to help you. It's a lot about learning. It's about sharing those learning. So taking these few minutes of your each Friday afternoon and reflect on your key lessons from that week and sharing them with your team to be discussed during next week. That's the essence of Pulse solutions in the context of teams and teamwork. So, with the little introduction, I would like you to go away with 8 tips on when you start working with a team pulse solution. Please keep these 8 things in mind, and then you will have much higher probability of success with that solution than you would approaching it from a wrong perspective. First of all, something I said already, but I need to highlight it again. It's not another engagement survey, but with a weekly rhythm. If you approach it from this perspective, your team will be discussing the kind of topics they have previously used to discuss and bring forward in relation to these, let's say, yearly surveys. But soon you will run out of topics because those topics typically take a longer time to implement. They perhaps need support from the management. Perhaps those are somehow systemic issues within the organization, and they can't just be changed overnight. So approach Team Pulse solutions with fresh eyes. Think of it as something totally new, something that you perhaps haven't been using before, and start from there. Start building little by little, finding different ways on how you can actually use and leverage it. Secondly, numbers are interesting. Smiley faces are interesting. But at the end of the day, there isn't that much wisdom in those, at least not on the team level. They won't change that much. And if they change, most likely you already know the reason. Like when, the corona crisis was everywhere, and at least us here in the Nordics, we were forced to work remotely. Most likely, events like that will impact your numbers. But you already know. But the more interesting thing that you can get out of Team Pulses is that what do people feel? What do they need now? How do they see that, what would be the best way for you to go forward? What you should be doing differently under the circumstances so that you can still continue serving your customers as well as you were doing before. So the comments, discussions, and especially the actions that you take, they are the measure of your success with initiatives like Team Pulses. Don't try to eat an elephant. If you need to eat an elephant, cut it in pieces. Make sure that something on your action board has moved every week. So keep the rhythm fast also with your actions. If your actions remain the same from one week to another, and there is only very little improvement in those over 1 week, people get bored. People don't really see the true value of what the Team Pulse actually could be. It actually needs to be a pulse. It needs to be pulsing. It's like your heart rate. So try to aim for small changes that you within your team can implement very quickly. Don't limit your ideas. Whether that's customer experience or employee experience, or whether it's any experience anywhere, encourage your people to bring it forward. The more you have ideas, the more you have food for the discussions, food for those actions that you will take. The world is very complex, it's chaotic around us, so should your ideas be. They should be covering very wide range of topics from different corners of your business, from different corners of your teamwork, from different corners of us as humans. So don't limit. Bring it all in, discuss it, and then select where to act. If you want, you can use the Friday reflection to focus on particular topic. Let's say that, again, coming back to this corona topic, let's say that we are faced with a new situation. What's happening to our customers, what's happening to our business, how can we cope with the changing environment, what do we need to adjust now, what can wait until later. Please do that. Ask your team that, hey, this Friday when you get the cubic question, please try to think of it from this particular perspective. So use it occasionally to focus on particular topics. This is something that we've been discussing already a lot, but digital tools are great. They can bring a lot of structure, they can bring a lot of transparency, they can bring a lot of good things. They can remind us to take those few minutes every Friday afternoon and think about what did I learn and what could be changed. But it's really important that you come together and you're openly and honestly discussing about the ideas or concerns or issues. So these are very, very important moments to build that trust within the team, to give that attention to each and every one, to understand what do they want, where are they really good, what are they passionate for. It's also very vital from the learning perspective. You are learning from others. When you are building on someone else's ideas and you are hearing what your colleagues are saying, you all are learning a lot. So do that. Make it a habit for your team to go through the discussions, the comments, the ideas from your team pulse. Take ownership. Everyone in the team, take ownership of your comments. I mean, our QB, for example, is by default an anonymous channel. So you can comment on things and you can post ideas anonymously. But it's a really good idea when you are sitting down together with your team around the same table. It's a really good idea to say that, hey, yeah, that was actually my comment. Now, I was thinking it from this perspective. Or that was my comment. Unfortunately, my grandfather died last week, and it's taking a lot of my attention during this week. So naturally, it will affect how I am behaving in the work. What can I do? But bring it forward. Let that psychological safety within your team build up in those discussions. Don't take all of the responsibility on the manager. It is a team, and it is a team for a purpose. It is team because it has different skills. Different people know different topics. Different people have different passions. When you have plenty of those ideas, what you can do when you are distributing that work within the team and sharing the responsibility, the speed with which you are actually building something new and creating something magnificent, it will be so much higher than when you are creating bottlenecks based on a hierarchy or based on whatever power you might have around you. So, if you're not been doing something like this before, give it some time. It's a new way, but it's a way that will actually pay off. As we were seeing in the beginning, those 5 ingredients that created excellent teams, and excellent teams created engaged employees. The 5 elements of trust, attention, learning, feeling belonging despite of the location, and being able to devote your time into some projects where your heart is really beating for. Team Pulse will actually help you to do a lot of that within your team. And in doing that, it will help your team to shine. To finish, I would like to, first of all, hear from you what did you think about the presentation this Friday afternoon? I know it's been a long week. Hopefully you were able to focus, you were able to concentrate, you were able to listen in for this half an hour about the topics that we were discussing, about the vitally important topics for the success of organization and for the success of teams. So you can see there a simple QR code. What I ask you to do is, pick up your phone, point it at the QR code, go to the website, and answer 2 very short and simple questions. And to encourage you to do that, I promise I will show you the results in just a few seconds after you have given your vote and let us hear your voice and opinion. Sorry. So here we have 2 questions. Did we get your thoughts moving? And second one is if you would recommend this webinar to your colleagues and friends. Let's see if we have any results. No, unfortunately, we don't have any. So let's not get stuck to that too much. If you would like to have a presentation like this or another one with a specific focus from a different perspective to your team or to your colleagues in your organization, perhaps your HR team or whoever you think it could be, just let us know. Ping your contact person from Questback or even email directly to me at toni.paloheimo@questback.com. We are happy to come and give you the presentation, talk about the solution, and this is all, of course, for free. And not just this is free, but for now, we have decided to give our Team Pulse solution called QB free for everyone. So under the current circumstances, our teams have been working relentlessly to create new content in the QB solution that is actually highly appropriate under the times that we are going through at the moment. So we have specific question packages on how people can effectively work when they are working remotely. We have specific packages for how you can gauge the health and well-being aspects of employees at the moment. So go to qb.app and start using a Team Pulse solution free of charge. There are these experience apps which are specific surveys for specific topics, and then on top of that you will have all the beauty of the Team Pulses that we have been just going through. So with this, I thank you for your attention and for your participation, and I wish you all a beautiful Friday evening and beautiful weekend, and hope to see you online sometime soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.